Phil.
I sold my soul to the devil to make sure that you were safe.
Mom has harsh words for her teen daughter.
You sent her to a homeless shelter.
I didn't send her. She's out of control. I don't have those issues with my son.
And for her sister.
This is a phony appearance.
I missed the phony part. Is she not really here? You say I'm the only person in the world that can save your daughter. She got you here, and you're dogging on her for it. Why didn't you write?
What happens when they face off on stage?
Actually, you were just arrested because you came in my room. No.
God bless you, buddy. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, Teresa says that she just has simply lost control of her violent 16-year-old daughter, Tessa, and fears that one day Tessa's just going to flat out kill her.
Leave me alone.
Get up and go to your room.
No.
Get up and go to your
No.
room. Get up and go to your room.
No.
Get stop. Stop it. Don't.
Get away from me. Get away.
Teresa says Tessa has set the house on fire, physically attacked her, and even launched a violent attack on her 67-year-old grandmother, Bonnie, repeatedly hitting her in the face and throwing rocks at her head. Now, Teresa says her home is a war zone. Police are on speed dial, having been to the house over 100 times. Now, 4 months ago, Tessa fled to another state and hasn't been seen since. That was until I intervened. I sent my team along with her mother to find her and bring her to LA.
We've decided that it's probably best if you roll up alone to the location, pick up Tessa, then you guys can come back here where we'll be ready with local law enforcement.
Hello?
How long do you think it's going to take you to be ready to literally walk out the door?
I'm only 2 minutes.
When you're ready to walk out the door,
Okay.
call me.
So here's what's going on. I'm Mike and that's Laura. You're basically a minor and your mom has requested an appointment in Los Angeles with Dr. Phil.
If I knew that you guys were gonna show up like this, I would not have left. I would have stayed exactly where I was.
Local law enforcement's here. What we didn't do is roll
What?
up. Hold on,
No,
wait,
they're not
listen.
going to do anything
listen,
to you.
Let
They're
me,
not
let me
gonna
tell you
do
what I'm
it.
about to tell you.
Why is there police here?
We don't want to make it more difficult for you, honey. We're here to help you.
Great. Can you guys like get out of my face?
Here's the deal. Okay, but you're also going to need to get rid of any
Talking
pot,
about.
any
That's
weed,
what she's talking about.
anything that you have, because we are leaving on a plane.
You lied to me.
She did. So
This
Teresa.
I
This is
did.
why this is why I never trust you. This is why I can't be close with you.
Here's the deal. I did what I had to do to get my daughter, and I do it all again, and I lie to the devil to save your soul.
Okay, ladies, I'm gonna cut this. No more escalation. Teresa, you have to say goodbye to your daughter. All right, do you have anything in your pockets? Oh, yeah. Pointy objects. That was a nice razor. We're gonna have to search this good. Put everything up on the hood.
Oh my God, you guys.
Just gotta check your pockets one time.
No more of that, right, honey?
Please.
You don't have any more?
No.
Well, you're not in any danger.
You're not in any danger at all. This is what's worth right now. Here you go, sweetie. Hop on in, please.
But despite Teresa fearing for Tessa's life, she did not reach out to me. She's not the one that wrote. It was her sister, Tracy, who says much of her niece's bad behavior falls on Teresa's shoulders.
Shut the up and stop trying to make me out to be something that I'm not.
My 16-year-old daughter, Tessa, is completely out of control.
I
You are
don't
my
care.
daughter, and you
I
are
don't
not.
care.
You are not in control objectively.
Okay, you know what? I'm in control of myself.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
There are times that I am physically afraid of my daughter.
Go to your room. No. Get stop. Stop it. Stop. Stop. Get away. Stop.
Tessa's been arrested
7 times in the last 18 months.
How many times have you been arrested
I
in the last
don't
4
know,
years?
and it doesn't matter.
3 months ago, Tessa and her mom got into a fight. The police came out and she went down to the homeless shelter.
You all demanded me to go back to the homeless shelter and stay there.
Instead of staying at the homeless shelter, Tessa became a runaway and has dropped out of high school.
You're sleeping around with 20
No.
boys. by
I've
the time
never
that you're
slept
15.
with anybody.
You're sleeping
Oh my
around.
gosh.
I don't feel that my sister was a strict enough parent for Tessa, and now it's clear that Tessa's out of control.
You're shacking up in a bed with a boy that's 19 years old. You're doing drugs. Everything you own stinks from high heaven. You're disgusting. You hadn't had a shower for 10 freaking days. I told you, and I'll tell you again, I sold my soul to the devil to make sure that you were safe.
I did everything possible when my daughter was young to curb her behavior, but she is not like a normal child.
Okay, I'm glad y'all are here. Now, you wrote in, right?
Yes.
But you wrote in about your daughter. Okay, now, Tessa ran away how long ago? This last time?
The last time, I think it was in July.
Okay, and she ran away to another state.
Yes.
But you didn't call the police, why?
I didn't call the police because trying to deal with the police in my state has been completely unsuccessful. They act like it's a big issue for them to come out and take another runaway report. Like, why are we doing this again? You just reported her 3 days ago.
Well, you've called them 100 times.
I disagree.
I've called them a lot. Yes, I have. Yeah.
And what do you mean you disagree?
Well, she's willing to call them 100 times, but she's not willing to call them 101 times and report her as a runaway when she goes to another state.
The reason I didn't report her as a runaway this time is that was the only thing that I had to control her, is that if you do not contact me, I'm going to report you as a runaway. Anytime in the past when I've reported her, she has avoided my contact. It has taken several times to try to track her down. I've went out and looked for her many, many times.
So why not track her down and bring her home?
Tracy, number one, I didn't have the resources to just run. I also have another child at home that I'm responsible for.
So have her track down, have the police go get her and bring her home.
Really, because I called police and I bought her a ticket to get her home, and they told me, I'm really sorry, but we're not a ride service. Do you remember that? Because I already bought her a ticket on the train when she was...
Who's not a ride service?
That's what the police told me.
But I mean, she had a ticket, so...
She had a ticket from...
You didn't need a ride service.
She had a ticket from Amtrak train. I needed somehow to get her to Amtrak because I was still here.
Well, she apparently can get around pretty well.
That's been part of the problem.
Okay, but she didn't want to be home.
Why
did she run away this last time?
Because she met a boy on the internet that she had never met, and she went up there to chase him down. He actually sent somebody down.
So was she running to something or away from something?
She was running to something.
Was she running away from you and the home situation, or was she running to this boy?
She was running to him.
Both.
To him.
Both.
So what was she running away from?
Teresa had to rent her room out to make ends meet, and when Tessa found out her room was rented out, she became upset, and she went to the homeless shelter for the night, or part of the night, and then she had this kid.
She's completely... She doesn't understand because my sister has never been there or been involved. I talk to her once every 6 months. She doesn't come to my home. She's never seen my daughter. She's never picked up my daughter to help my daughter. She's never done anything. This is a phony appearance to help my daughter, because where was she at? The day she found out I was pregnant with twins, she said, instead of most people would say, you know what, I'll be there to help you, okay? She says, well, I'll take them. This is phony.
Teresa,
this is phony.
That's funny, because I was there when you had your ultrasound.
What's phony? What's
when
phony?
you had your
What's
ultrasound?
phony is that for the last 16 years, my sister has not been there to help me with my kids at all.
It's funny because I was there when your babies were 19 days old, and you went out and you wanted to go out to the bars.
She has never once called up and said,
and
hey, you know what, obviously...
were 19 days old, and you were out at the bars. I watched him then for you. Remember that?
Did you charge me? Because that's what you would do.
No, I didn't charge you.
Absolutely. Anytime you babysat my kids, you've charged me.
No. And it's funny because I had my own set of twins 2.5 years later after you, giving me 4 kids. And imagine that I have my own life.
Here's the deal, Tracy.
I should have dropped my whole life for you.
Here's the deal.
Wait a minute. What? I missed the phony part. Is she not really here?
She's here, but it's phony. It's phony, Dr.
What's phony?
Phil. What's phony is she didn't do anything to help me until she called you. When she called you, then it was, hey, let me take your kids down and get them a Christmas present. Hey, let me pick your kid up. Never once has she been there to go, you know what, I can see that you're having a hard time. Let me take the kids for just a moment.
Oh, so it's phony that she really cares.
It's
pretty much.
Pretty much phony that she really cares.
I wrote this down. You said Dr. Phil is the only person in the world who can save my 16-year-old daughter, Tessa.
I believe that. I believe that I've tried every other conventional method, hundreds and hundreds of hours of counseling, the police, juvenile department, and, you know. You say I'm the only person in the world that can save your daughter, and she got you here, and you're dogging on her for it.
And who was the one the day?
Because hang on. Yeah.
Sorry.
And if you believe that, if you believe there's one person on the face of the earth that can help your daughter, why didn't you write?
You know, Dr. Phil, I have been so busy trying to, A, take care of my kids with no support. I'm a single mom. I have a set of twins. I have done hundreds and hundreds and hours of counseling. I still have to work every single day amongst this chaos and try to keep a home going. You know, I've tried through conventional methods. The police department doesn't help. The juvenile department doesn't help. So, you know, in between those things, I don't get a lot of time to just sit around and do much of anything.
Yeah. It's unusual for somebody to say what you said, but not be the one that wrote in. Because I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, if I thought that my daughter was completely out of control and could, like, kill me, murder me, and there was one person on the face of the earth that I thought could help, I believe I'd squeeze that in. In September of 16, you sent her to a homeless shelter.
There is nowhere else for her to go.
It's your daughter. Be a parent.
And you're disappointed in the police. What have they not done that you wanted them to do?
It's not necessarily the police so much that I'm disappointed in. I've jumped through every single hoop that I can to try to get my daughter help, but nothing seems to work. It's a bounce back and forth.
Have you given up?
I haven't given up or I wouldn't be here.
You've requested that DHS just remove her from the home.
I've asked DHS to remove her because my son is the one who is constantly victimized by my daughter.
Okay, and you've called the police over 100 times.
Correct.
You sent her to Arizona to live with her mother.
With my mom, yeah, my grandma.
With your mother in April of 16. In September of 16, you sent her to a homeless shelter.
I didn't send her. That was basically set up as a respite care because she's been so violent that there isn't anywhere else for her to go. My sister's never offered to take her or to help out or to step in or intervene.
But how did she get to the homeless shelter? What do you mean as a respite?
Because there is nowhere else for her to go. My family will not take her. Nobody in my family will take her. Nobody else will step in to help.
But why did somebody need to take her when she was 14?
Because she's violent, because she hits, because she is out of control.
So I should have that around my kids.
Even when I try to walk into my room to get away from her, she will be banging on the door. She will get a case knife and open my door to come in.
But you sent her to a homeless shelter when she was 14, and you placed in a voluntary foster program when she was 15.
That was, while she was there, she was in the custody of county juvenile. She was on probation. That was something that they recommended and set up because obviously it's not working with her being at home.
Well, her perception is that she's not wanted.
And that's completely false.
Well, I'm getting why she might feel that way because, I mean, you've called the police on her 100 times. You've sent her to live with her grandmother. You sent her to a homeless shelter, to a juvenile facility, placed her in foster care voluntarily. She runs away, and you don't call the police 101 times to get her.
It's only been the last time that I didn't, because that was the only bit of control that I had left to try to keep tabs on where she was at and to try to get an address.
You could have control and bring her home, and she could be right there.
Why didn't you go get her?
It's your daughter. Be a parent.
Why didn't you go get her?
It's your daughter. Go get her. You're
So I'm
the
saying,
mom.
I
have 4 kids. You're
right,
her parent.
Right. And you're a perfect parent, right,
And
Tracy?
Tracy, you expect me to be your kids' parent? What?
No, I don't. But I expected maybe a little bit more support from you as a sister, instead of, you know, trying to go behind my back at every point and cut my throat. You haven't been there to support me. You haven't been there to help me. You haven't. I don't even see you. Have you ever sat there and witnessed when my daughter's sitting there beating me or beating
Tracy,
the crap out of my son?
You
No,
asked
no,
me
you
to be there when DHS was at your house. I was there. You asked me to be there when the police department and DHS was there another time. I was there.
But what have you?
I have a little
what
extra
have you
money
done
at Christmas
and
I bought your kids a gift.
Let me help you out, because obviously I can see it's getting escalated. Let me take her for a weekend to help you.
Hang on. We're going to take a break, and I want to come back and talk about the parenting that does go on when she's there. I want to talk to Tessa, but not yet. I want to find out what goes on when she is there and examine some of this, because I'm trying to get to the bottom of this, because I do want to help this situation. I don't know that I'm the only person on the globe that can help, but I do think I can help if you guys will stop this and let me get in. 16-year-old Tessa claims her mother, Teresa, flew into a rage and forced her out of her bedroom for a, quote, fat, greasy slob. And she recorded the moment it happened. We'll listen to this recording next. How do you think she got to be the way she is?
The normal methods of trying to deal with this child have not worked. That's why we're here.
And later...
Do you know that's a felony?
I don't care if it's a felony.
Mom,
will you stop? Will you stop? Just stop.
You stop?
It's not okay.
No, you need to stop.
Oh my.
Tessa ended up figuring out that she could call CPS on Teresa.
Tessa has tried numerous times to manipulate me and threaten me that if I called CPS, she would lie to them. She will say that I have hit her or assaulted her. Then DHS has to come out and do an investigation.
My sister has a child that does know how to manipulate her. How does she deal with a child like that?
Okay, Teresa claims her 16-year-old daughter, Tessa, has attacked her over 100 times, assaulted her 67-year-old mother, Bonnie, and fled to another state in July. Says she also attacks her twin brother, hits him, scratches him, bangs on the doors, just completely out of control. Now, Tessa gave my team what she claims is proof of one of the many ways her mother has abandoned her. Take a look.
I need the room because we are sinking. It's not just about you. All you do is lay on your anyways. You can lay your on the couch out there.
This is my room.
This is not your room.
Yeah,
Come Saturday.
and
I'm not going to deal with this. You can be out on the street.
Okay.
What that doesn't show is that for many, many times before this, I had asked her, okay, here's the deal. The bottom line is, if I am in a position where we're all going to be homeless and her room is the only one legally that is able to be rented out, because my son has been in a separate room in the garage for several years, so Tessa had the better of the rooms. The fact is that we were all going to be homeless if I didn't do something. I asked her very nicely. I told her it was temporary. She could be in my room. She could stay in my room. That wasn't good enough. Nothing is ever good enough for my daughter. That's not what I wanted to do, but the fact is that we were all going to be homeless. It wasn't a permanent situation. It was a temporary situation.
Okay, how do you think she got to be the way she is?
I think that she got to be the way that she is because through the years, I've noticed since a young age that there was something different. If I'm such a bad mom, then I would have 2 kids doing the exact same thing. I have twins that are the exact same age. They've been raised the exact same way. I don't have those issues with my son. Okay, my son has been victimized over and over and over and over by my daughter.
Okay, are you going to answer my question?
That how do I think that she got this way?
Yeah.
I think that she got this way by it constantly her not being accountable for her actions. And she is so good at manipulating people and the situations. She bats her eyes and then it's, oh, poor Tessa, poor Tessa. But like her, she doesn't live this on a daily basis.
Wait a minute, we're not talking about her. I'm asking you a question. And you can't deflect with me. I'm like a dog with a bone. I ask you how you think she got to be this way. I'm trying to analyze this situation. I'm problem solving here. I don't care about blame. I'm trying to problem solve here. And I ask you how you think she got to be this way. You said, I have 2 children, identical, born at the same time, grew up the same, treated the same, which I reject all of that except the fact that they were both born at roughly the same time. The kids don't have the same experience growing up together. They have very different experiences growing up together. So I reject that, but that's what you said. But then you said she got this way because she's not accountable. Whose job is it to hold her accountable?
I have held her accountable, Dr. Phil.
Oh, so what you said isn't true?
No, what I'm saying is that the normal methods of trying to deal with this child have not worked.
Okay.
The normal things of discipline, time out, taking things away, that type of thing do not work. She has thrown tantrums to the point that literally you would have to physically hold her for her to calm down.
And I'm asking you, why do you think that is?
I don't know. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
I don't know, because obviously there's something different between the 2 kids if I've raised them exactly the same.
But you haven't.
I have.
No, you haven't.
I feel I have.
But you haven't. Kids are different. You know, come on. You know, kids are different. One's a boy, one's a girl. I mean, there are genetic differences. There are, they react differently to the environment. You react differently to them. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that they're different. I mean, they're two individuals. They have different personalities. They have a different reactivity. They have different personalities. They're just different. Even though they're twins, they have differences. Nobody's fault. I mean, nothing wrong with it. It's not that it's better or worse. It's just they are different, right?
They're different, but I haven't parented them as far as the discipline and the normal things that you would use with children. You know, they have not worked with my daughter. That's why we're here, because the normal things have not worked.
You think I know what I'm doing?
I totally do.
Okay, well then listen to what I'm saying, because I just might be leading somewhere. I have to tell you, as I look at this, I see Tessa's behavior as being seemingly out of control, but I don't ask myself why she's behaving the way she is. I ask myself, why not? I ask myself, why would she not behave the way she is? I think she's crying out for help. I think she's crying out for attention. I think whether right or wrong, I think her perception is that she's not valued, that she's not wanted. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm telling you that's her perception.
Could be her perception.
That is her perception, and I think she has a lot of things she can point to that would suggest that that's accurate. In order for something to be fault, like your fault, that requires bad intention. You know, if you say, all right, this is your fault, then that would mean that you have to have a bad intent, right? And I know that's not true. So if you're waiting for me to throw you under the bus, sorry, you're going to have to wait somebody else, because I'm not going to throw you under the bus.
I'm just sick and tired of people blaming me like it's my fault, because it's not my fault. I have done everything that I feel that I can possibly do, Dr. Phil. I haven't had the support of a family. You know, she is phoning.
We're not talking about her.
You know?
We're talking about you. And I'm telling you.
I'm tired of being my daughter's victim. My son's tired of being my daughter's victim.
Gotcha. But I don't care how hard you try, you can't paint me with that brush, because I'm not blaming you. I'm not here to throw you under the bus.
It seems like it. It seems like, you know, That's been the general consensus that it's all my fault, and that's not.
Well, you're just used to playing the victim, and I'm not here to
No,
victimize
my daughter's
you.
used to playing the victim.
Well, I guess she got it from somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I've read through your interview, and you're blaming the police haven't done a good job, DCS hasn't done a good job, the school, nobody's done a good job raising your daughter. You're trying to raise your daughter through other places, and so you're putting on the victim hat, and you're trying to put it on with me too, but you can't put it on with me because I'm not blaming you. That doesn't mean you haven't made mistakes. Do you think you're a perfect mother?
No, I don't.
Well, you're not.
Never claimed to be.
Well, you're not. So we agree on that. See, but that doesn't mean you had a bad intent. But do you think you've made mistakes?
Of course I have.
When you walk up to her on the couch and say, go to your room, let's take a look at that video.
Leave me alone. Get up and go to your room. Nope. Get up and go to your room. Get up and go to your room. No. No. Stop. Stop it. No. Get away from me. Stop. Get away.
Okay, grade that.
Like I said, you don't see the 20 minutes before this that I've asked, would you please get up and go to your room? Would you please? I'm asking you nicely, would you go to your room? You don't see that.
Well, that's what you sent us.
That's what I'm saying, but you don't see that because it wasn't until 20 minutes later when I got out the camera.
Well, you didn't send us the other 20 minutes. You sent us that.
Because there wasn't 20 minutes before that. That was the final, when I finally feel like I have no recourse but to get out of video camera. Okay, she's physically attacked me for getting out of camera.
Don't criticize me for not judging the 20 minutes before when you didn't send me the 20 minutes before. I looked at what you sent me. You sent me that as an example of her attacking you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My question to you is, how do you grade that from a parenting standpoint?
I don't know, Dr. Phil. I guess you know, when you live through it every single day, okay, and you're so frustrated because nothing that you do seems to work, okay? I'm not saying that's perfect. I'm not saying that's right. But I'm saying that's a day out of 365.
What parenting theory is that?
This is when she had already dropped out of school. I've caught her having sex.
Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.
in my attic. That's reality.
And later,
Do you know that's a felony?
I don't care if it's a felony. Will you stop? Will you stop? Just stop.
You stop?
No. It's not okay.
No, you need to stop.
Oh my God, stop.
Okay?
God bless you, buddy. I just wanted to say hi. This is the twin brother.
Saturday at 8, 7 Central. Part of Real Drama Weekends on OWN.
I don't feel that my sister was a strict enough parent for Tessa, and now it's clear that Tessa's out of control.
I definitely feel I was strict enough with my daughter, taking away things, time out, taking away privileges, grounding her. They do not work with her. When you have a child that is out of control, the normal means of parenting do not work.
Sometimes I feel like my brother and I are deadbeats. I just feel we're not as good as we could be. I feel like my mom could have raised us a little better. I do not think my mom should have had kids if she wasn't going to take the responsibility of being a parent.
Let's look at when you said, I'm renting out your room. I have a transcript of that. We'll take out the emotion of the yelling and screaming and just look at a transcript of that. Teresa, I need the blank room because we are blank sinking. It's not just about blank you. All you do is lay on your blank ass anyway. You can lay your blank ass on the blank couch out there. I've been doing this a long time. What parenting theory is that?
That's obviously not good, but what you didn't see is the month before when I had explained to her nicely, I'm very sorry, okay? You can sleep in my room, we will make it. It's only for a short temporary situation, okay? You don't see all of that, okay? What you see is the final result when it comes to push and shove, and I have to tell her that this is the way that it is. Should I allow all of us to become homeless? You know, I mean, if I have to do what I have to do to make ends meet.
Okay. Let me stipulate that for days in advance, you said, sweetie, the reality is we just have to buckle down here and make some sacrifices.
That's exactly what I said several times,
okay.
Probably 100 times to her.
Okay, and so I'm stipulating that. Are you telling me that that justifies this?
No, that's out of frustration. That is out of desperation. That is out of trying to take care of my kids by myself for, you know, no child support for 16 and a half years, no support, no nothing. I know that's bad, okay? I'm not saying that that's a good example, but that is an accurate example of how a parent that is frustrated and had enough and had so much stress, anxiety, and abuse from their child, okay? That's the final outcome. And I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that that's good, okay? But that's reality.
So you're frustrated, and so you're saying that justifies this. She responds, this is my room. This is not your room. Yes, it is. You, inaudible, on blanking Saturdays, and I'm not going to blanking deal with this blank, or you're going to end up being out on the blanking street. Okay, now.
For a month, okay?
I stipulated that.
No, but what you don't see is that for a month, this is when she had already dropped out of school. She's not doing anything, okay? I've caught her having sex in my attic with a boy. I mean, there's, you know, it's constant, Dr. Phil.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that's right. I know that that's not good, but that is
then
pure
why are you trying to justify
frustration.
it?
I'm
if
being
you
real.
acknowledge that it's inappropriate, if you acknowledge that that's wrong, then why are you defending it?
I'm not defending it. I just said it's not right, okay? But that's real, okay? That is frustration. That is years and years of trying to deal with a child, and then now you're at the point because she's caused so much chaos, you're ready to lose your job and be out on the street because constantly this is a normal reality.
Okay, you're an adult. with the maturity of an adult, and you're in this situation and that's the way you're handling it, how would you expect her to be feeling with her coping skills as a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old child?
I don't know.
So you're triggering each other?
Pretty much.
All right. Tessa says her mother has failed her as a parent. Well, we're going to hear from her after the break.
Yeah. You better tell her to shut the up, mother. Where are we headed? I don't know. Put a ring on it. Friday, March 25th, 9, 8 Central. Part of Real Drama Weekends on OWN.
Tessa says her mother, Teresa, has always put men over her and questions why her mother ever even had her. She also admits her violent behavior is off the charts. She says it is wrong, it's absolutely wrong. But she claims that her mother is to blame.
I want to confront my mom because I was doing just fine where I was. It may have not been the best situation, but it topped being with her.
How much better was it where you were living?
A lot better. I didn't have to deal with you. My mom was a poor excuse as a mother. If my mom showed me love, made me feel like I was cared for, I would not be out of control.
This attitude that you have right now, maybe because...
No, because you guys are out to get me. This is exactly why I said it. I did not want to come on this show for. A few months ago, my mom kicked me out of the house for a greasy old slob and told me that I couldn't stay in my room. I'm sure you didn't tell them how you kicked me out, did you?
Kicked you out when?
Oh, you don't remember? You don't remember that?
I didn't kick you out.
Yes, you did. I have it all on videotape.
This is my room. This is not your room.
Yeah.
Saturday.
And
I'm not going to deal with this. You can be out on the street.
She comes at me, I start fighting back, and it ended with me getting arrested, and they sent me to the homeless shelter. I can't even count how many times my mom has made me feel abandoned. When I was 14, her boyfriend and I got in a fight. The cops got called, and the next day, my mom woke me up and told me that I needed to pack all of my stuff and that you're going to grandma's. Living with my grandma might have been like the second hardest experience I've ever had in my life. She has a roommate that was 83 at the time. 83, can you believe he's even alive? I've always wanted my mom to really let me know that she loved me and that she was there for me, and I've never really felt that. My mom failed me as a parent. I think I'm a really good kid, and I just wasn't really raised the right way.
Well, Tessa, it's good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Yeah. Now, you've been listening to everything that we've talked about. I'll give you a chance to weigh in, say anything you want to say before I start asking you questions.
First things first, I think it's absolute because if you're saying that you need to rent out my room, this isn't the first time. I'm sure she failed to mention that. This is not the first time she has kicked me out of my room for another guy. She's had another person come in there. She made me share a room with my brother, and it's been nothing but hell. And I shouldn't have to go live on the couch. I shouldn't have to go live on in a freaking homeless shelter because you're supposedly sinking. So what about all the other times, Mom, when you sent me to the homeless shelter?
Why were you arrested?
Why was I arrested?
Why were you arrested?
Because you came in my room.
For assault.
No. You came in my room.
For assault. The previous, what you were just saying, you were arrested for hitting my boyfriend. You were arrested for hitting me. Okay, you were charged with 2 assault charges and 2 harassments. So if it's on me, why are you getting arrested but I'm not?
Do you notice what these charges are? Do you notice that it's harassment, it's assault? Do you wonder? Do you think that I'm just out to get you?
Do you know that's a felony?
I don't care if it's a felony. Will you stop? Will you stop? Just stop.
Will you stop?
No. It's not okay.
No, you need to stop.
Oh my God, stop.
Okay?
God bless you, buddy. I just wanted to say hi. This is the twin brother.
I got arrested just because you went in my room demanding that I left because you're supposedly sinking.
Tessa, I went in and I started picking up stuff on your floor, and you attacked me.
No.
Me.
After I told,
you
after I
scratched your face up and told DHS
after
that I did
took the video, I said I have it on camera. The first thing that you do is try and take my phone. That is how the fight first got started.
Why were you arrested?
Because after that fight was done.
Why were you arrested?
Because you came in my room and you wouldn't leave, and I got really frustrated.
Why were you arrested?
Will you stop? I'm getting
No,
there. Because I went at you because you were in my room and you wouldn't get out.
Because I was picking up the stuff on your floor, correct? And you attacked me?
No,
that's exactly what happened.
That's not what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
No, what happened was that you came in there and I asked you nicely, get out of my room.
Okay, stop. Stop. Definitely want to tune in tomorrow because we've only just started with Tessa and Teresa. There is so much more. Tessa faces off with her 67-year-old grandmother, Bonnie, who Tessa says is to blame for her troubled home life. Now, meanwhile, Bonnie claims the troubles lie with her granddaughter, who she says physically attacked her, throwing rocks at her head. Believe me, you do not want to miss what happens tomorrow. I want to thank all of my guests today. Also, thanks to Mike Montreal and Safe Interventions. They are the best of the best when it comes to transporting kink. We'll see you next time.